It's hard to hit him with a jab. He said I'm better than he expected. Exceed expectations,
but look,
baby.
all right.
Exceed fucking expectations.
But here's what people don't want to talk about is that's what he's saying publicly. You got him to the point where he said he's better than I thought publicly. So what is he saying behind closed doors?
You know how slick he is and smart with what he says. He'll downplay the significance of everything, and it's like a weird flex. Like for the McGregor fight, he's like, "Yeah, I barely trained for it." You know, his boy said for this camp, he was training for like a world class fighter, like he was training for Canelo. I have the clip here. He goes, "Yo, you would think he's training for a world title fight," and
I think that happened after the gotcha hat moment.
It did because you pissed him off. Look.
Looking sharper than he did when you saw him for Conor McGregor.
It looked like he's training harder than he did for Conor McGregor. It looks like he's training for a legit fighter. He looked like he was really training like the Canelo fight. Like, bro, you would really think he about to fight for a world title.
I'm hearing this. I'm like, bet, let's fucking go. And bro, this Conor conversation's funny too. What's the stat?
Conor got TKO'd in 10th round.
10th round, but I think I landed more punches than either I landed more punches than Conor did, or Floyd hit Conor more than me, or one of them.
Either way, you did better than Conor McGregor against Floyd Mayweather. And I saw a lot of people posting the stats, like the side-by-side punching stats.
He outpunched.
No. Pause. It made you look like you didn't do as good as people thought, right? But in the Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson fight, when they posted the side-by-side stats, the stats said that he hit me like 8 times and that I only hit him 4 times. So, bro, fuck those fucking stats. Whoever's counting that shit's a fucking idiot. Nate Robinson didn't hit me once, and I hit him dozens of times and knocked him down to the ground 3 times. So how could I have only hit him 4 times?
Just 4 punches.
Like,
that is weird. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
the
bro,
stats?
when people, this is why I go back to, if you've never been in the ring, never boxed, please just don't talk about boxing.
But it's fun because everyone wants to be the expert. Where I landed 100 more punches, or no, I threw 100 more punches than Floyd. I was more active, was throwing. He only landed 15 more than me. What, 2 per round?
Again, says the guy who is, who knows who's counting that. Again,
facts. I guess
Nate Robinson hit me 8 times. No, you did not.
Yeah.
No.
Crazy, bro. It's wild, and I'm glad I have this lens, literally, an ability to shift from boxer to podcast host and like articulate what it's really like getting in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. Because when I was preparing for him, I'm wondering, like, part of my curiosity going in was, and I said this to Milt before the fight, I go, let's see how good this guy really is. Like, let's see how good he really, like, one of the greatest athletes ever. And I've been one-on-one with super athletes. Dominic Abonator, who's wrestling for Israel now. Like, I went into that fight or the match in districts, the championship, like 40-0, dude.
Yeah.
And so is he, right? Undefeated. But in my head, I go, there's levels to this shit. And everyone knows this kid's at the top. Beat my ass, pin me. The only person to pin me senior year. And it was the first time I was like, okay, there really are levels to this shit. When you're dealing with super athletes, it's different. And so in my head, I'm like, am I going to go into this fight and have a similar experience to Dominic Abonator, where I'm like, I know I'm a very good athlete, right? I'm good enough to be 40, I'm good enough to like beat up everyone in sparring. But when you're dealing with an athlete of that caliber, am I going to be shocked and overwhelmed by how good he is? And that's what I think everyone was expecting. The asterisk would be, it's a fight, baby. It's boxing, right? Your muscles are great. Your endurance is great. But it's a fight. And the heart plays a lot more in this particular sport than in probably most sports. How much fight do you have in you? And if you're willing to bring that shit, like round 4, homie puts his hands up. Pressure fight, right? Starts walking towards me, making me throw, trying to get me tired. Landed some punches, some good counter shots. Go back to my corner. Milk goes, how you feeling? I'm tired. Tired, bro. And guess what? My very first fight, Got tired in round 4, and it was downhill from there. Could not get that second win, did not come back. Round 5 happened. Notice my second win picking up, which it did in sparring every single time. Every single time in sparring. Round 4, I dip. 5, 6, 7, 8, I go back up stronger than when I started.
Yeah.
And I felt that coming back, and I'm like, this is fantastic. Like, rely on your training. Rely on your training and what we've been trained to do, and it happened exactly like it did in training. 5, 6, 7, I go 7. I'm like, I'm gonna beat this fucking guy. Like, I got this in the bag. And
you got to be careful with that information.
what?
I don't know. Just telling people what happens in your fights, and
No, I don't care. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad I can like say this because like try to formulate a game plan. Like,
there's only so much information on both of you as far as boxing, professional boxing matches go. How many tapes can they watch of Jake?
Yeah, I haven't done shit.
no, that's why it's
You have like how much? Less than combined 5 minutes of professional fight time.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much to watch, so no one knows what to expect ever from either of you.
And I'm sitting here like telling them my game plan. I hear you, bro, but like
Yeah.
attempt to formulate a game plan. You're gonna fucking panic when it's not going your way, and if your strategy is you're relying on me to get tired in round 4, let's hope I
don't get better at
like what, like that's an easy fit. Like
Also, yeah, like what I was gonna say is in between each camp, I get exponentially better.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not even gonna be fighting the same fighter.
not even close. You didn't even see like who I was as a fighter. I was just like I walked in the locker room, and I think my nonchalance about the whole thing was like, because I was like, as a boxer, my performance was like, I adjusted to the fucking dude I was fighting, who was like 5 different people in one match, and like just got it done, you know. So yeah, I mean, I thought about it. I was like, how much do I want to say like it's gonna fuck with people when they're like, oh shit, like he didn't get tired. What do I do?
smoke bomb.
Because bro, after that barrage in the first round, chilling, fine, whatever. Second round, fine. Third round, fine. Fourth round, I go, I'm a little tired. Milton goes, no, you're not. I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, what is tired? It's chilling. Not even like a moment of hesitation or worriedness with the fight.
Yeah.
And it's funny. My dad and I were talking about this because I could have given more those last couple rounds. I really could have. It was round 8. And I had a lot of energy, just like in sparring. Bro, we'd be in round 12 in sparring, and I'd be bouncing off the walls. Like, if you notice, I didn't sit down in between the rounds. Yeah. It's not what we do. I also bend over because it opens up my lungs, just for everyone wondering. Like, it's not because I'm exhausted every round. I just deep breath, stand up, chill. But round 8, I had a lot of energy, and I noticed he was getting tired, which was unusual because I was told he wouldn't get tired, and he started breathing heavy, and I'm watching his body language, and it's shifting a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I could pounce on this guy. I could, and like try to fuck him up and take him out this 8th round. Or I could play it a little safe, make it out, and get what would be perceived as, I know, a win because I made it 8 rounds with the best fighter ever, and I did it the last 12 seconds. Rewatch the last like 12 seconds of the fight. Talking shit, having fun, throw a jab, he swings, dodge. I hit him with like I forget, like maybe a 1-2. But it was a moment where the last 30 seconds were there, and I'm like, I could go for it. I could try to knock out Floyd Mayweather in the last 30 seconds. Or I could ride it out and get, again, a W, right? Yeah. And I go, it is so fitting for me to have almost made it the full 8 rounds, go crazy swinging, and get knocked the fuck out with 15 seconds left. And for the rest of my life, people will go, he almost did that. He almost. I didn't want to be the almost guy. Almost only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes, bro. I didn't want to be the guy who almost made it. And so I was like, I made the smart decision there. Like, if it was a pro fight on record, for sure, like I'm calculating all these things in my head. Right, and this was it. You go for that fucking. But I was weighing it, and I'm like, dude, it is so like how fitting, dude. How fitting of me. Like almost
just walk directly into a right hand,
which I would have, bro, because I knew the more I swung, the more he hit me. That's what I did know. I didn't know where the punches were coming from, but I knew it would always happen when I missed. Missed, something hit me. I'm like,
that's that speed.
That's what I'm saying.
You almost didn't get to your own
I almost didn't make it to the fight, bro.
my
I didn't want to be the guy who, for the rest of my life, you almost beat Floyd Mayweather. Kill me, dude.